Bon dia, buenos dias, and good morning. What an honor to be addressing this immensely talented group of young thinkers and leaders. Yes, I'm hinting that there was more to this indescribably special year in Barcelona than the assembly of arguably the most lethal frontline in the history of football. I'm talking about the Barcelona GSE class of 2015. No one could do justice to the diversity and uniqueness of the brilliant group of individuals among us today. At first, I thought to myself, how in the world will I be able to do this? My solution was drawn from my knowledge of political economy. I've tried to aggregate preferences over what y'all would like to hear on graduation day, and I'll do my best to align my words with the median student, whatever that means in this context. Well, what I can say is while we don't associate the median with anything special, the median student at Barcelona GSE is nothing short of extraordinary. Today, we send 218 members representing 58 nationalities out into the world. We will dream big, pursue our own paths, and take risks. It's been the job of the Barcelona GSE to prepare us for this next major step in our lives. It is now our job to leverage these tools. While today is about the graduating class and what we've achieved, there's nothing that can express a sufficient level of gratitude to all the people who have made today possible. We're deeply grateful to all of the parents. Not a day goes by in Barcelona without feelings for the lasting wisdom and encouragement you provide. A tots els pares i familiars, gràcies pel vostre suport i estima que han fet possible aquest màster. El nostre èxit és el vostre. Sisplau, gràcies. Gracias, sisplau. Un agradecimiento especial a todos nuestros padres y madres. Muchas gracias por todo su amor y respaldo durante este tiempo. Sin ustedes este máster no habría sido posible. Gracias. Regardless of the words we can say in any language, I bet they'll be just as happy with a loving hug and a great big smile. Remember to do that today. We must also give great thanks to the professors, faculty, and staff of GSE who have contributed to the intellectual and personal growth we'll take forth from here. At one time or another, we've also benefited from the mentorship of our peers, even if at first we were shocked and intimidated by the talents of our fellow classmates. Everyone sitting in this room deserves a tremendous thanks for the impact on our lives. Few people on the planet have had the opportunity to gain from an academic, social, environmental, and cultural experience like the one Barcelona GSE offers. Pompeu Fabra, Autónoma Barcelona, and the special culture of this city have combined to create an outstanding academic environment to challenge and cultivate young minds. Today, we should all recognize how fortunate we really are. Don't get me wrong, none of this comes without a struggle. While we've acquired many new tools, some of the experiences we have gained are equally valuable. We were shocked at times by the vastness of knowledge that we did not have. We were beyond humbled, and sometimes we felt limited in our abilities to retain information at the pace we were expected to. The tough times tested us to the point of submission, but on the most depressing day, we could go where our classmates and friends were sure to be, the GSE study rooms, to find our smile again. It may not have made work any easier, but it sure made a world of difference to help break through a plateau. Whether it was the cooling, many of us will always remember being captivated like children by the everyday wonders that breathe brand new life into our spirits. Whether it was the cooling, gentle sea breeze that whispers through the elegant palms on a walk to class on a fall Mediterranean day, the simple distraction of hippies slacklining in the park, the bursts of laughter among friends echoing out of the tapas bars, the glow of the moonlight over the sea as uncommissioned artists craft sandcastle masterpieces, a quiet escape in the shady Plaza Felipe Neri, or discovering the city's best gelato as a reward for our hard work. Each tiny miracle enriched our souls, and it reminded us that everything's gonna be all right. We were tested not only intellectually, we had to balance the rigor of academic life with real life. There were certainly so many devastating pieces of news that were received from around the world among the GSE community and from home, which for many of us, home is a faraway land. They say, out of sight, out of mind, which may be true, but distance has the opposite effect on the heart. The isolation and powerlessness multiplies our susceptibility to pain. Through all these conditions, we persevered. When we needed someone to lean on for a moment of support in the future, we will have a friend we can call on within the circle of GSE. We've built relationships that will last a lifetime. We've thrived in this environment, although sometimes it didn't feel like it, and evolved intellectually and as human beings, an outcome that's not as likely to occur from a luxurious vacation in the Costa Brava. After all, we wouldn't be here studying economics if we didn't care about identifying the answers to hard questions. It's no mistake why we are here today. We've earned it. These adversities taught us a lot about life and the intangibles we need. We learned it's not success or achievement alone that can make you happy, and without confidence, it is impossible to succeed. Therefore, self-confidence is the key predictor of triumph and satisfaction. Confidence and self-satisfaction are not things that you wait for, that happen at some precise point in the future. Confidence, triumph, and satisfaction are a mentality and feelings that are with us in this moment and remain in our presence throughout life's journey. And it doesn't take until you have your dream job, a reputation, or the admiration of others. While we are considerably more confident in our knowledge and intelligence, maintain a strong connection to your humanity. Remember that sometimes the greatest rewards come when we don't think like rational economic agents and have the courage to put others first. Our hearts have a way of reminding us that sometimes it's better to feel than to know. Let us continue breaking down the fences in our world that force us to grow apart. The potential of what we can achieve collectively is always greater than what we can achieve independently. If we're lucky, we'll not only shape our own futures, but perhaps play a pivotal role in solving some of the world's collective action problems. It's okay to start small, and we can feel good about it. Have no fear or guilt that you aren't doing what you're supposed to do, because you are doing what you're supposed to do. Ordinary things in aggregate can amount to something wondrous. Imagine what small daily achievements in aggregate can make our stories spectacular. Perhaps this is why even the highest of expectations are shattered. It's good to set goals, but none of us should subscribe to the idea that a goal is a limit. It's up to us to reconcile our desires with reality. Maximize the present because you won't get it back. Treasure it because you'll never be the exact same person again, and love it because you're better for it. Finally, take comfort in knowing that it's not always what we do, but how we live our lives. The future is uncertain, life is uncertain, but worry not about things outside of your control. Life inevitably screws up the best of plans, and it's up to us to deal with the unexpected. Be conscious of risk, but never fear. Fear is as unproductive as laziness. Both are a waste of time, and fear is boring. This quest for meaning, happiness, and success happens every moment of every day. We owe it to ourselves to repay the sacrifices we've made this year by building upon them. Challenge your body like many of us have during sunrise workouts on the beach. Challenge your mind like we have in the study rooms, furiously transmitting knowledge between one another with whiteboard and dry erase markers. Challenging limits is the only way to defy them. Protect this investment. Now the time has arrived to challenge your soul by reflecting on this year. Make a promise to yourself today that you will use these experiences as fuel and motivation to power your dreams. This year we made incredible measurable achievements. Going forward, we set a standard for ourselves. Our incredibly diverse backgrounds, skills, and interests have awed and humbled us, inspiring us to operate less egocentrically and have highlighted that we are worth more than comparisons. Society often tries to impose a measuring stick to evaluate ourselves or define for us success. To be self-aware of strengths and weaknesses is one thing, but do not be consumed with it. The ability to overlook one's position relative to others across some observable dimension, especially when this dimension is not correlated with your passion, and instead to compete with oneself, that's success. Don't submit to the temptation to fall in line with predefined roles and prescribed routes to personal or professional attainment. Rewards and accolades fail to define you. No measure outside your own properly reflects the gifts that you have been given, the skills that you have developed, and your purpose. Achievement is a mirage when it's not a goal that you yourself had set. Achievement is an unsurpassable feeling when it's something you did for yourself. No achievement will be more uplifting than that which is your own. Let your self-confidence and definition of success bring meaning and precipitate a new and improved reality. As economists, we often try to model reality, but the most important model we'll ever construct is that of who we choose to be and who we desire to become. We learned a lot about growth this year, and how we choose to measure it is extremely important. On both an aggregate and an individual level, we realize that conventional measures can be misleading. It's essential to evaluate more than our observable mental, physical, or financial stocks. The concept of improvement punctuates more precisely how we should conceptualize this ever-present objective we call growth, and at least in the individual sense. Dean Smith, the Hall of Fame basketball coach at the University of North Carolina, the coach of a young Michael Jordan and many other greats who passed away in February, had a lot of wisdom when it came to this. Coach Smith told his players, "Don't get too caught up on winning, because sometimes when you win, you actually lose. And sometimes when you lose, you actually win." Life is a continuous learning and improving process, so it's useless to dwell on past success or agonize over defeat. He said, "If you make every game a life and death proposition, you're going to have problems. For one thing, you'll be dead. A lot." Pause to reflect and reposition, but don't freeze, because time won't. Improvement is a vision that we should always strive for. It implies only net gains. It has already factored in externalities, trade-offs in the future. The logic is beautifully simple. When it comes to our own human capital development, we have learned lessons that should redefine our thinking, less in terms of the handy, superficial observables, and more in line with the concept of improvement. The holistic criteria of improvement by construction yield better outcomes. Today is a day more worthy than most for a deep breath, rejuvenation, for reflection, and for celebration. Today is a day filled with emotions, but fear is not one of them. It's like the invigorating feeling at the top of Montserrat or looking down over Barcelona from Tibidabo, where clarity dominates clutter. You're scared of nothing. As great as today feels, if we keep improving, it can get even better. I'm going to end with a story I've adapted from the wise words of contemporary Roman philosopher and economist Alessandro Pucci. I think he's sitting in one of the first few rows here. They say the sky's the limit. Think of every star in the night sky. Think of your favorite ones. Pick a point beyond those. Think about how to get there. Aim every day. Know that you'll often face adversity and uncertainty, but never fear. And think how nice it will be to land even farther beyond them, adding something new, beautiful, and unique that the world has never seen before. Something that only you imagined. Each of us are our own star with expectations beyond anything anyone else believes is possible. Let's take off.